Robert.
Yo, what's shaking AC?
First of all, we match. I just
Yeah,
noticed
were you raiding my closet or something?
yeah. Well, I hope you don't have a shirt that goes this low. That'd be a little weird.
That's called a deep V, a deep V neck.
V-neck. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I could see that. Okay. By the way, I asked you in our last rant, if you think that how annoyed did they get with the like, what's shaking? Like, how many people think it's cringing? Was it Marcy or somebody said something about it? Everything's fine, but I can do without the eyeball coming
Oh, that
right
was
at me.
Christina.
Christina Chambers.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need the eyeball though. So, okay. Well, you sort of didn't go as close to the camera this time. So that's nice of you. Okay. I got an idea
Okay.
and I'm going to throw this at you. Surprise rant idea. And I've always kind of thought about doing this, but I didn't even think it through. We don't think these things through anyway, but what I thought might be fun is I don't think a lot of people really understand what VR is. And I don't think I don't think they really understand what Ctrl V is. Like, I really don't think people know, because in order for them to know, they really have to go take the time to look it up, really check it out. And I thought, you know what, let's talk about what it is. And I thought what might be fun is I can sort of pretend like I'm a franchise prospect.
Okay.
Yeah. And I could ask you some questions about what it's like to be a franchisee and stuff too, so that we can kind of help people understand. So
I don't know if we got enough time for me rambling like that, but let's give it a shot.
Okay. Well, maybe this is part one. So, okay. All right. Well, okay. So in a short, like one or two sentences, no, and for real, not just we sell happiness, because that's true. You guys do. It's fun. But what does somebody do when they go play VR? Like, why would somebody go into a VR? It's an arcade. You got these stalls. Do you call them
stations? Yeah.
Stations. That's a better word. Stall sounds like a bathroom. Stations. People go in, they put on this headset and they're like playing a game or they're doing things. Why do people want to do that? What's going on?
Well, I think that the most alluring part of it is the virtual part. You're not in reality. You're in a different place. So you can do things that you couldn't do in reality. For example, walk around with dinosaurs. You can't do that. Shoot zombies. You can't do that. Swim with whales. Yeah, maybe you can do that, but it's not as accessible if you don't live by an ocean or can't afford it or whatever it is. So you get to go into alternate realities and do things that may not exist, like defy gravity and fly.
Okay. And so what do people get out of that? Like, why would they want to do that?
Well, I mean, predominantly, at least this day and age, it's entertainment based. There's a lot of fun. It gets all of your endorphins and all those brain chemicals going. You come out of there, you're like, wow, this is incredible. I can't believe that I got to do that. You're truly immersed with the visuals and the sound. And so they love it. But even outside of entertainment, there's ways that people could do some education. You can dissect an invertebrate without actually having like a squid in front of you and cutting it open. If you're learning chemistry, you can take different elements off the periodic table of elements and smash them together and see what happens. Do they turn to a gas or a solid or whatever it might be?
That's so cool. Yeah, I know. I've always been really fascinated by the education and the way that it's helping in medical sciences and all kinds of different things that are beyond just playing games and stuff. But I know even when I played, like there's games, but there's also there's experiences, like you said, the swimming with whales or dolphins. I loved that clip I saw once, and maybe that can somehow go into our comment section or something of wherever we put this. But the seniors home, where seniors who normally can't really, maybe they're not mobile, they can't really get out. Now they've got a headset on, they're sitting there in the comfort of their, like the seniors residence, and they're like swimming and they're moving and there's cognitive, like there's a cognitive benefit there too.
For sure. Yeah. Like we've got a squirrel suit game called Rush where you can jump off a cliff and just navigate around. There's sailing and like all the real things like pulling the ropes and moving from one side to the other. There's sailing there too. There's so many fantastic things.
Right. It's not what everyone thinks. Like there are shooting zombies and games and things, but there's things beyond that.
There's fishing. I went fishing.
Yeah.
I didn't catch anything. I just stood there. It just was real. Like there's fly fishing, Arctic fishing, all this. And I was just like, hopefully I know what I'm doing.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's funny because you might be good at like video games, but it doesn't mean you're good at fishing on VR.
Right.
Okay, so I have a feeling this might end up being a two-part thing because there's a lot of things I still want to ask you. So, okay, so fishing, all these cool things. I know when I've experienced it and or been in the arcade with other people like Brian Smokin, the founder of Smokes Patinery, that you're like energized. Like people come out, they're energized, they're happy. Who is your target? Not your target. Well, yeah, who's your target market? I mean, anyone can play. I get it, but like, who is your most common sort of demographic or psychographic, or tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, we typically target people that are over the age of 25 because they're usually the ones that have, some disposable income. They're, done school. They may have a family, so they'll bring their children for birthday parties. They'll come with corporate events. They might have some relatives in retirement residences where they'll set that up. Typically it's a person who's a planner. A lot of people will book online ahead of time, make the payment and then come in and play. They'll organize groups. It's a pretty even split between male and female, but basically none of them, or 95% of these people, are not gamers at all.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, like gamers will, like, they'll come in or they'll play this at home or whatever it is, but the people that come in are not gamers. Think of the Nintendo Wii crowd. That's sort of the people that are coming in.
Right, not hardcore gamers. I think that's a key thing because I don't know. I think about like how many people know you and they know you as this like VR guy. They think of you as this tech guy, this game guy. You are a tech. You're very smart with tech, but it's not because of Ctrl V. Like it's you let people just assume that because it's hard to just explain. But yeah, it's not. Like you weren't a passionate gamer and then you said like, I'm going to start this. Actually, yeah, this is going to be a 2-part, maybe even a 3-part series because we're going to save the franchise prospect story for later. But you started the business not because you were a gamer, but because you saw an opportunity in the market.
Yeah, I love business, like the nature of business, the art of the deal, all that sort of stuff. When I saw an opportunity in the market, I jumped on it. Now, I'm technologically inclined out of necessity because our world requires technological capabilities. So, a lot of people are like that, but it's not like I'm a massive techie and I'm like, let's build this VR business, and the same thing goes for our franchisees and the staff at the locations. Like, I mean, it's great if you like VR and you're into games and all that sort of stuff, but it's like people, like there's humanity to it. You're servicing people, you're servicing your local demographic. All of the tech has been ironed out by the franchisor. We've got all the troubleshooting and support center staff and all. Like, you're just there providing an incredible service.
Yeah. And when I've been in the arcades, just seeing how happy people are and how much they're laughing or they've got really scared and they got some emotions going, like it must be so fun to run. And I definitely have noticed that your staff, if they're too much of a gamer, they might be a more quiet person, too introverted. So it's right. Not definitely very interesting. And what I see with you is like, I don't see you as a tech. I mean, you figure everything out is what you do. Like, you're very resourceful. So I know that like you're a big do-it-yourselfer kind of person. So you're like, well, if I don't know how to do that, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go online and I'm going to figure it out. So you have that aptitude for that, if that's the right way to put it, but you're smarter than me. So I don't know, was that the right word? Well, we're smart in different ways, maybe. Yeah, I see you more as like just being like, a business-minded person, organized, somebody who wants to help franchisees be successful and that. So I think we're almost out of time. Instead of trying to start a whole new topic, I would also love then to talk a little bit more in another future rant about why somebody would want to do this and what are some of the exciting things about it besides.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like it's going to be a sales episode. After that, everyone will be like, all right, he's got me hooked, hook, line and sinker for that fishing game.
Well, we'll see if you're good enough.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Well, let's wrap this up. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Go be awesome.